We turn now to that remarkable scientific breakthrough. 13,000 years after the last dire wolf walked the earth, scientists say they've now brought them back. Here's our chief national correspondent back up and with the video tonight.
Take two puffs to the focus pokes. Now back on the beat and I'm ultra focused. Gotta dive deep, better hold your nose. I'm big boy roof with a bunch of dough. They can't take no proof, just a bunch of most. They can't take no truth, just a bunch of quotes from the Bible verses that I ain't really had time to read back then when I was hurting. They was trees back then, now they mountains hurting. All this pill is killing, but I forgot my worth and all this benefiting. Y'all forgot your purpose and they looking at me like I joined the circus. Damn, drop the mill just to pop the turkey. Baby, cut the meat, you a jive turkey. I'm looking at the
Yo. What is good, baby? It is your boy, Mike, man, and I hope you've been taking care of yourself, your health, and your wealth. And boy, do we have a topic today? Now, look, before we even get started on this topic, bro, hold on, let me turn my music down a little bit. Okay, before we get started on this topic, bro, I would like to say, the other day I did a video with Speed and he was going around all these countries and he was getting called nigger. He was being abused. He was getting called nigger a lot and he was allowing it at the same time. And I got to a point, specifically at the 16 mark, where I said that every other race has animal DNA except for ours. And this is where that running monkey joke comes from. They call us the monkeys instead. The stereotype, right? You see it in movies. You see it in real life as you see Speed going through this shit right now. You see it in schools. The schools have been telling you this. Everywhere has been telling you this. So this ain't nothing new. It's just a lot of us haven't been paying attention. Really, for real, for real. That's all it is. With that being said, it was a guy who asked about said genetics. And I explained it to him the best I could without going into a long ass paragraph. Because who the fuck's like to write paragraphs? I'm about to stop doing that. But it was another guy that said I sounded fucking stupid. Purely fucking dumb. Right? So with that being said, this video, I'm going to show you how dumb I can actually fucking be. Okay? I'm going to show you how dumb I can get. Right? Now we have more evidence of genetic splicing. We have more evidence of something unnatural appearing out of nowhere. And a lot of people are going to say, oh, but they were extinct, but now they're back. They were extinct, but now they're back. That's not natural. Unless this bitch reset and all the woolly mammoths and everything just come back. All of the trees that were cut down and all the pyramids that were all beat up and taken for their gold and stuff like that. If all that come back, that's the only way I feel like extinction can come back, with it being natural. This is unnatural. This is unnatural, y'all. But let me show y'all how dumb I can actually be. But this is gonna drive my point home from that video. And if you want to go check that video out, feel free. Feel free. I got it right here. Boom. All right. Let's get it.
We turn now to that remarkable scientific breakthrough. 13,000 years after the last dire wolf walked the earth, scientists say they've now brought them back. Here's our chief national correspondent back up and with the video tonight.
Tonight, a howl 13,000 years in the making. In a first for science, biotech company Colossal Biosciences says it brought the extinct direwolf back to life, a species that hasn't walked the earth since the Stone Age.
The direwolf is the first de-extinct species.
Well known from HBO's hit show Game of Thrones, ABC News given exclusive access into Colossal's lab in Dallas, where scientists are using genes from gray wolves to create dire wolves.
We've taken a gray wolf genome, a gray wolf cell, which is already genetically 99.5% identical to dire wolves, and we've edited those cells at multiple places in its DNA sequence to contain the dire wolf version of the DNA. That
Pay attention to what she's saying now. Pay attention to what she's saying. We even gonna go back a little bit. Pay attention to what this lady just said to you.
We've taken a gray wolf genome, a gray wolf cell, which is already genetically 99.5% identical to dire wolves, and we've edited those cells at multiple places in its DNA sequence to contain the dire wolf version of the DNA. That animal looks like a dire wolf, it will behave like a dire wolf, and it is a dire wolf.
No, it isn't. You hear what she just said? She edited edited, spliced, genetic splicing, right? So it's possible, right? That genetic splicing is real. We're going to proceed.
Now, 7 months old, direwolves Romulus and Remus eating well and getting bigger every day. And David, the company tells us they're not stopping there. They plan to have woolly mammoths roaming the earth again by 2028. But critics argue that this de-extinction could harm fragile ecosystems. David?
Yeah, the images are really something, Matt. Thank you.
And I heard about them doing this years ago with the woolly mammoth, bro. I heard about that years ago. So I'm going to read you a little article I screenshotted on Facebook, right? They were talking about the same thing. Meet Romulus and Remus, the first animals ever resurrected from extinction. After disappearing over 10,000 years ago, the dire wolf was officially returned to the world. Colossus bioscientists, the same team working to bring back the woolly mammoth, successfully revived these legendary creatures using ancient DNA pulled from fossilized remains dating back as far as 72,000 years ago. Romulus and Remus aren't just clones. They're modern wolves, carefully engineered with around 20 specific genetic edits. So you have 20 other genetics in here to make up this wolf. Okay. Wow. Edit to look like, but not be, to mirror the physical traits and spirit of the original dire wolf. So you're just mirroring physical traits and spirits, right? Okay, boom, we're going to proceed. One of the most iconic predators from the Ice Age, heavier, stronger, and more powerful than today's gray wolves. That's actually insulting to have the actual organic gray wolf and make something stronger than it. That's insulting. Dire wolves once roamed across North America and South America, hunting in packs and taking down prey much larger than themselves. To celebrate their return, George R.R. Martin, who served as a cultural advisor and investor for Colossal, staged a special photograph featuring Romulus and Remus seated atop of the Game of Thrones. Okay, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Now, we just read that, right? Did you hear some of the context clues that they were giving you? Now, like I said, I'll put these pictures up here again. If scientists in Dallas, somewhere where all us niggas can go and probably shut this shit down, has brought something from 72,000 years ago back to life, and it's walking around, what makes you think they can't do that to humans? You know how many inorganic animals is here, bro? So, with this information, the guy who said I was stupid in the comments, this is where y'all always hide in the comments. Y'all say something emotional and then y'all leave. That be the thing. And I just ignore it. I ignore it, but I didn't want to ignore this one because this came at the perfect time. So all I'm saying is it's not natural. That's not natural. And genetic splicing is very real. And you can have species walking around here that are not organic to the planet. You can have this Romulus and Remus, which is not organic to the planet because, as you saw, it was mirroring the physical traits and spirit of the organic dire wolf. Just like these celebrities be doing. They're mirroring the physical traits and the spirits of these gods. That's how they're getting up top. Take a look for yourself. Go take a look for yourself. I understand genetics to a certain degree. I've been studying genetics for a year now. And no, I'm not saying I'm Mr. Know-It-All. I never come here and be like, oh, I'm Mr. Know-It-All. I'm just giving my opinion on every fucking video. Every video. And it's always room for improvement, and it's always room to learn something. Nobody knows it all. And I'm not going to sit here and act like I know it all. But what I do is I follow pattern. I learn DNA because I know that's what a lot of people don't know. And I'd rather know it for myself and grow than to fucking be down here smoking and drinking and just out here living a fucking lie. So, like I said, it's not natural. How can a monkey and a dog have sex and make something? How did all of these get together? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm asking. How did all of these come together and make a human? That's what I'm asking. Because you have scientists in labs doing this. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You have scientists in labs doing this. Yes, you can do it with animals. You can do it with dogs. You can do it with cats. You can do it with people. You can do it with clouds. You can do it with food. Nigga, you can do it with everything because they are already doing it. And if you can't see that, that's on you because you're not taking care of yourself, your health, and your wealth. And that's not my fault. That is not my fault, baby. I know. Because I'm not dumb. I'm dizzy, nigga. I'm dizzy, nigga.
No, for real.
What you think this dizzy gang shit all about? Now, I know what I say might sound dumb to the dummies, but it's just like, hey, I don't care. I got the information. Like the teacher say, I got mine. You gotta get yours. That was the lamest shit, bro. That was always the lamest shit. Man. But hey, I'm just giving you a perspective, man. We, black man, black woman, resemble plant DNA. We resemble the trees. We resemble the nature. We resemble air, earth, wind, and fire. We are everything. You can trace the history back all the way to a certain area, and you can see that it was nothing but black people here. How did y'all just appear out of nowhere? How? That's what I want to know. How can all of these animals come together and make that? Because there's genetic splicing involved. And I got my brother to thank for that. I got my lower half to thank for that. So yeah, but that's all I'm getting at. Look at this. Check this out. Let's check this out. Where did dogs come from? Dogs are domesticated descendants of gray wolves, just like Romulus and Roculus and whatever the fuck their names is, with evidence suggesting their domestication occurred in northern Eurasia, possibly in Siberia or East Asia, roughly 15 to 30,000 years ago. So this shit ain't new. This ain't nothing new. It come from gray wolves. So look at this. Think about this. Okay, think about this. How can a male gray wolf and a female gray wolf make a motherfucking German Shepherd? How can a male gray wolf and a female gray wolf make all of these if there isn't genetic splicing involved? What is organically natural does not change unless tampered with. What is organically natural does not change unless tampered with, making it inorganic. You get where I'm coming from? You try it. Go get a gray wolf. Go get 2 gray wolves and see if you come out with a chihuahua. See if you come out with a whatever the fuck, a husky. See if you come out with a golden retriever. Keep going. See how long that take. See how long it take. And you come back and you let me know. You saw they genetically spliced Romulus and Remus. She told you. But hey, that's about it, man. That's about it for this one, man. That's about it for this one. I appreciate y'all for coming through. So, yeah. This is what I mean. I won't go into any more detail on that. And yeah. Yeah, man. But hey, I hope y'all been taking care of yourself, y'all health, and y'all wealth. And if you don't like what I just said, please don't come back. Please don't come back. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, hold it down.